Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys getting on and making a commitment to women's basketball. Kind of like I said in my press conference, I'm so honored and humbled to be able to coach at a university like BU and with these incredible young women. And I'm really excited to be here. I've had a great first day with everything and, just been welcomed with open arms. So I'm excited to get to talk with you guys.
Ethan.
Hey, Coach. Nice to meet you. I'm one of the reporters for WTBU, so we're BU's kind of student radio station.
Nice to-
It's kind of an easy question to start off, but just how has the last week kind of been for you? I know you mentioned in the presser that you're getting married soon too, which is exciting. How has it all been to kind of manage this job and kind of everything going on in your life?
Yeah, I mean, this week has been a pretty epic week, I would say. Like you mentioned, getting married on Saturday to my fiance, who's also a coach. So that's been really exciting, putting all that together. And we've been waiting to do that for a year now, planning everything with our families. But just being able to get on campus finally, meet the girls in person. We got to meet some of the team today. I've gotten to do Zooms and personal calls with them, but just getting to be in front of them, putting a face to face there has been really, really great. And everyone in administration has been so welcoming. I had all my gear out already, and that was exciting. They had things for Matt, my fiance. So the people here have really made the difference for me, and I can tell, even from today, day one, that that's the case. So it's just been exciting. A little, I have a lot on my plate right now and those sorts of things, but I'm so excited to get to do this, and then now the rest of the week start to get on the phone with hiring staff and putting that together before the wedding this weekend. So.
Brady.
Yeah, hey coach, again, nice to meet you. I write for the BU Today, basically university newsletter here, so really excited to have you now with the school, with BU Athletics. And just my question is, you talked about in your press conference how you're excited to be back in the Northeast, back in the Patriot League. So first, what was your experience like the first time in the Patriot League, and now a few years into the future here, have you kept tabs on it, and kind of what are your impressions as you become a head coach now?
Yeah, absolutely. So nice to meet you, Brady. So my first time at Colgate, I was there for 2 years, and that was my first coaching experience. Who I'm so grateful for Nikki Aceford, who was my boss at the time, for giving me that opportunity. I had just come from playing overseas professionally for 5 years. So I really got to do a lot as far as from top to bottom, whether it was sweeping the floor to how budgets work to doing the recruiting. So I really had the opportunity to see how a program was run from top to bottom. So I was really, really grateful for that experience. And then just be able to recruit in the Northeast and have all my connections, which followed me to Yale and then also followed me to Wake Forest. So, recruiting is all about relationships, and I've been able to keep those over the last 8 years from, my very start here in the Northeast. So incredible pool of talent in the Northeast. I'm really, really excited to get back here. And I do want to cast a net, throughout the whole country and overseas as well, but you got to start at home. And so I'm really excited for the opportunity to do that. I'll be very close to my family who's all on Long Island, my sister who's in New Hampshire. So for me personally, this is a great opportunity. And then I have been following the league, definitely. I thought we could have won it this past year, so it was a tough game. I don't think they played how they could have in that game. But just being able to follow kind of the recruiting trail and the talent that's in the league. And I really do believe with the talent we have returning and the talent we have coming in this recruiting class that Coach Mo brought in, just so excited about it. I thought she did a great job making this program into the top of the Patriot League, an elite program. When I played at Colgate, they were not very good. They had just come in from the America East. They were at the bottom of the conference. And so she's really done a great job giving me a great foundation to be able to step into. And I do believe we can win a Patriot League championship with the talent we have, the support from administration, and then the kids coming in, no question. So I'm super excited.
Ethan?
Yeah, Coach, just to go off of that, obviously it's been a pretty positive turn upwards for the program over the last couple of years under Coach Mosley. And you mentioned the foundation she's laid for you. That also comes with kind of this pressure to kind of keep up with what's gone over the last couple of years. How are you managing those kind of expectations and that kind of pressure?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, moving from the assistant seat to the head coach seat, you're going to feel those pressures, no question. With me, I'm a lifelong learner. I always want to learn and grow. And so that is going to be a big foundation of our program altogether, but as coaches too. And so I've leaned a lot on my mentors. I've been really lucky and fortunate to have a lot of great mentors, a Hall of Fame coach in Muffet, and then throughout my career, having great coaches and mentors. So leaning on them and they're all head coaches or have been head coaches. So I've been in this chair, and that's a piece of it. But just being confident, being able to hire a staff that's going to complement my weaknesses and also, help me in the areas I'm good at. And we're going to be all on the same page. So I'm excited to move forward with that piece and get a staff together in here. That's going to not only be great on the court and have experience, but be great people. And, that is also a piece of the legacy that Coach Mo left here and the foundation she's built is she has great student athletes. There's not one person I've spoken to that had a negative thing to say about our team. And I ask specific questions about, hey, what's the culture of women's basketball on this campus? And like I said, not one negative comment based on that. They all love the team, and that's really important to me too. So that foundation hasn't just been basketball; it's been culture, it's been style of kids who are in here and personalities and things like that. So, like I said, I think she did a great job. I was able to speak with her on the phone a few days ago, and just even get some advice from her, as someone who's been in here. So I'm always trying to learn. I'm like a sponge too, and it's going to be a lot of growth and learning for everybody in the program, because there's going to be new things that we obviously implement with the team as well. So I'm just, really, really excited about that. And I do feel confident that it'll be a pretty easy transition with the places I've been, and the high academic background I have and the understanding of the student athlete experience as well. So.
Brady?
Yeah, a little more of a basketball question here, but looking at your success at Wake Forest in the paint and, all those great rebounding numbers, of course, not just in the conference, but nationally, you come to a program here in the Patriot League that has become a bit of a force as well in that front court, the likes of Maren Durant, Riley Childs. Is that something that kind of excites you as you kind of get into this program?
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at the personnel, watching film, watching all of them individually, and getting to talk to them a little bit about that. I think something they're really wanting, which is big for me, is we've talked about fundamentals for them being the foundation of each of them. So they've been able to do a lot of team stuff, and we're going to really focus on fundamentals and skill work and getting each of them better individually so that we can be better as a team as well. So I talked to them, that's going to be a focus, in the summer and leading into the season as well, just getting in there and getting a lot of one-on-one work. I think they're all super talented, and even the kids who didn't get to play as many minutes, I've expressed to them, everyone has a clean slate and you all have a chance to compete for time. So I think they're just excited for that opportunity. And like I said, just getting a staff in here that really is passionate and wants to work with them and be in the gym with them, because these aren't kids that are just going to want to go study and that's all they do. They're so multifaceted. So they can be great in the classroom, but they also want to get in the gym and they want to compete in every aspect of life. So they want to compete on the floor too. So that just gets me really, really excited, that these kids just want to get better and they want to win,
Ethan?
Yeah, so Coach, you mentioned a little bit earlier, and I think in the press conference too, that you've had conversations with the incoming recruits. Just a little bit more, what have those conversations been like between you and them?
Yeah, it's been a little different from the current class. Now, I was able to do a Zoom with the current student athletes who are here, and then the incoming kids were just a little separate, because we did talk about like differences of style to play, differences of expectations, which wouldn't have affected them as much. But I did want them to know culturally what to expect from the coaching staff, and those sorts of things. We didn't get deep into rules and things like that, which I'm not going to have a ton of. They will know what my expectations are, and it'll be very clear and concise. But we did talk about that. My biggest thing and my biggest priority is also just getting to know them at this point and getting relationships. So it was very briefly about basketball. It was more about family, being able to get on a Zoom with their parents coming up here soon. Anything they need from me academically, finishing the school year. And so for the incoming kids, talking about their graduation, what it's going to look like with COVID. So just like more on a personal level connecting more than anything else, because we do have a lot of time to be getting on Zooms before they get here. So they know what to expect as far as basketball goes. And then obviously we're going to have a lot of one-on-one time, team meetings, things like that once we're here in the summer. So like I said, my highest priority was just being able to get to know them and making them know we're going to honor their scholarships. We're going to do this the right way. We're still so excited. And I know that this looks a little different from how they were recruited, but they all were very, very excited, even with the change, which was hard. Obviously, it was hard. They had a good relationship with the previous staff, but they're just really, really excited. And that meant a lot to me. Just making sure they were on board, ready to go.